I was saying, let's just sit and start to arrive here on the mat. I was always told to stay on my own mat, which I think is good advice in yoga and in life, right? Mind our own business, never mind what anybody else in the class is doing. Doesn't matter, that's their experience, this is yours. So let's arrive with the feet flat on the floor, shoulders over the hips, lengthen the crown of the head towards the ceiling, take a big breath in, and exhale it out through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, exhale it out through the mouth. Last one, big inhale. And as you exhale, start to lower the eyelids. Come into our inner landscape. And just let the breath be natural here. And just make that commitment to be in your own practice today. So I thought I would do a reading at the beginning of the class, keeping your eyes closed. Just focus on restless mind. Yoga brings us face to face with the restless mind. In the beginning of yoga practice, the mind moves toward peace, towards more distraction, or towards a fluctuation between the two. Let your yoga practice bring fresh perspective to the various dilemmas that you may encounter in your life. First, step apart from your personal problems and practice. Notice what comes up. Is your mind racing during practice? Can you use the breath to steady and soften the thinking mind? The process of yoga itself can shift the grooves in the mind as they drop away like autumn leaves from a tree. Then you begin to access discriminating intelligence. Today, note how you feel before and after your practice. Have your habitual concerns eased up? And so with that reading in mind, let's bring hands to heart center and perhaps set an intention just to notice, just to practice self-awareness today. And then blinking the eyes open. So I'm going to start with a couple of yin positions. So yin is a different form of yoga where we get into a posture or a shape, and we hold it for 3 minutes. The hardest part of the practice, there's nothing physically challenging about it. The hardest part is watching your mind. So what I want you to do is take your block. We're going to come into a seated child's pose, a supported seated child's pose. So I want you to take your block and then drape your blanket, your folded blanket over it. You guys don't have blankets?
Here.
I'll get them. All right.
Thank you so much.
Blanket over your block.
Thank you.
Janice, could you mute everybody, please?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Thank you. So many things going on. All right. Mute all. Okay, there we go. All right, so block is on your lap sideways, blanket is over it. I want you to shimmy it right up into your belly.
Would it be in the edge of the chair or back in the back of the chair?
I'm sorry?
Should we go back of the chair?
No, I'm sorry, scoot forward. Yeah, scooting forward because we're going to drape over. All right, so find a way that this is comfortable for you. If having it close into the belly isn't comfortable, place it a little bit further. And we're just going to drape over in this supported child's pose. And you're just going to let your head and neck relax and let your arms be heavy down by your side. If you can reach the arms to the side rather than having them forward, gives your shoulders an opportunity to open across the back. There you go. Nice. And just let the chin fall towards the chest, crown of the head towards the floor. And we're going to stay here in this supported child's pose for 3 minutes. And as you do that, you'll notice that gravity and the breath will naturally take you deeper into this pose. And notice if your jaw is tense, can you just let go, maybe open the mouth, work the jaw side to side a little bit. If your tongue is resting on the roof of your mouth, let it relax. Feel the rise and fall of the belly and the chest as you inhale and exhale. Notice right now if you're holding anything, can you just let go a little bit more? So a yin practice is designed to work into the fascia and the connective tissue. Our regular yoga practice, we're working on stretching and flexibility of the muscles. In yin, we go deeper and get into our connective tissue. By doing poses supported with the props, we don't have to engage the muscles, so that connective tissue can be accessed. If your mind is wandering, just bring your attention back to your breath. About another 20 seconds here. See if you can relax just a little bit deeper. And placing your hands back on your blanket or on your thighs, slowly start to come up, making your way very slowly, keeping your chin to your chest and so that the head comes up last. And just drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Drop your chin towards your shoulder and then circle the head halfway over so that the left ear comes to the left shoulder. And drop the chin back to the chest. And bring the head back up to neutral. All right, so that's our intro to yin. And we'll set those to the side for now. So another thing I wanted to mention today, you might notice if you're in class that I have these things on my toes. So these are called toe jellies. And I have to thank my friend Leslie, who's online, for introducing me to toe jelly. So if you have foot issues, these little toe things can be very useful. They're like silicone rubbery material, and they slide between your toes. And it's not a good idea to wear them all day, but while we're practicing yoga, or if you're at home like at night for maybe half an hour or 20 minutes or so, some Chinese medicine doctors actually prescribe these, because there's a lot of nerve endings and trigger points in the feet. So just wanted you to know what those were, what they do, separating the toes and helping to strengthen the feet. So speaking of the feet, let's bring the soles of the feet together, scooting toward the edge of the chair. And we're just going to sit in a Baddha Konasana, trying to get the edges of the feet on the floor or the soles of the feet as close together as possible. So you'll start to feel the hips opening here. And so this is another yin posture where we're just going to sit with the spine relatively straight but relaxed. So it's not like we're efforting to hold the body up. We just want to keep the shoulders aligned with the hips. Maybe pull the belly slightly towards the spine. And then close the eyes. And we'll hold this shape for 3 minutes. So this time you have a sense of what 3 minutes feels like. So can you just relax into the shape? For type A active people, this is the most challenging type of yoga because we feel like we're not doing anything. When actually what we're doing is allowing the body to naturally open up. The word I associate with yin is allow. We're allowing the body to go where it naturally wants to go. And notice your mind if it's telling you a little story or judging. Just compassionately notice the thought and let it go. And for those of us with a spiritual leaning in our practice and in our lives, this stillness and silence is a place where we can meet God, Creator, higher power, whatever it is we want to call it. Be still and know. Another 20 seconds. And start to blink the eyes open, bringing the feet back to the floor. Heel toe your feet out wide so that your heels are in, toes are out. Sit up nice and tall. Lengthen the crown of the head. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Squeeze the shoulder blades together slightly, lifting the chest, lifting the heart. Nice. And as you inhale, let's bring the arms overhead. Trying to inhale and exhale as much as possible through the nose. Right here, pull belly towards spine. Lengthen the waist out of the hip pelvic girdle. As you exhale, reach the fingertips away, swan dive forward, chest comes down, fingertips to the floor or in that direction. As you inhale, slide the hands halfway up the shins, coming to a flat back. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, the arms go out to the side, pressing down into the feet. Use your core strength to come back up. Reach up, maybe look up. And exhale, hands to prayer. Nice. Heel toe the feet back in. Let's take 2 more like that with the feet hip width apart. Ankles below the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, taking our sun salutation. Lift up, pull belly towards spine. Exhale, fold forward, bring chest to thighs, fingertips to the floor, chin to chest. Inhale, hands slide halfway up the shins, coming flat back, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms back, around, and up, reach up. And exhale, hands to prayer. One more like that, moving slowly, mindfully. As you inhale, reach up, press down into the feet. Pull belly towards spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms back, around, and up, reaching up. This time, take your left wrist with your right fingers, reach up. If it's not comfortable to have your arms overhead, bring your shoulders down a little bit. Inhale, reaching up, and as you exhale, tip over to the right. Try to keep both butt cheeks in the chair. Nice, opening the side body. As you inhale, imagine you've got gills, that your ribs are gills, and you're opening up those gills and letting air come in. And exhale. Inhale, come back to center, release the grasp, reach up, grasp, clasp, what is it? And exhale over to the other side. Again, inhaling through the nose, but imagining the breath coming in through those side ribs. Exhale it out. Inhale, back to center, reach up, reach, reach, reach. And exhale, hands to prayer. Nice. Let's take a twist, warm up the spine a little bit. Inhale, reaching up. As you exhale, bring your right arm forward, left arm back. Keep the left arm going, either drape it over the back of your chair or slide it behind your low back. Right hand comes to the outside of your left thigh. And now we lengthen. Lengthen the crown of the head towards the ceiling. And then from the low back, we twist like a spiral staircase. From the low back, then the mid back, then the shoulders. Can we relax the shoulders down away from the ears? There you go, Jean. Nice. Breathing in, big inhale. And as you exhale, can we twist just a little deeper? Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. As you inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, other side. So left arm stays forward, right arm goes back. Either slide it behind your low back or drape it over the chair. And then left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Lengthen here. So tuck tailbone down towards the chair. You'll feel the low back lengthen. Lengthen the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Slightly pull your chin back to lengthen the back of the neck. Nice, Liz. And then twist as you exhale. So trying to keep the spine aligned. Nice, that looks good. Press down into the feet. Root to rise. We're working in opposition here. Crown of the head reaching up, feet pressing down. One more inhale. And as you exhale, unwind, reach the arms overhead. While we're here, let's reach, reach, reach side to side. Nice. And exhale, float the arms down. All right, it's a good place to take a sip of water. I'll have to remember, I'll bring some water next time because it's very important to stay hydrated. And I have to remind myself of that every day. We just didn't grow up drinking water, right? Kids today, they can't leave the house without a water bottle. Anyway, enough commentary on that. Let's take take your strap or your resistance band, whatever I gave you. Did you guys get a strap? All right. So we're going to work on shoulders. Anybody else need a strap or a band? All right, good. Let me fill this.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if you have a resistance band, you're all set. If you have a strap, I want you to make a loop. So thread your one end through both loops, through both buckles. Going to slide it together so that it's about shoulder width apart. Then you're going to take the end of the loop and slide it between the two buckles so that you have a loop. All right, so and it should be about shoulder width apart. Your bands have a little give to them, so you might feel a little closer. That's perfectly fine. All right, so we're going to sit up nice and tall. If you can't get the loop, just take the strap and hold it about shoulder width apart. Jean, looks like you're getting there. All right. So the backs of the hands, if you've got the loop, backs of the hands are against the strap. Everybody online looks like they're set. Sitting up nice and tall. So we're reaching the shoulders forward. Now I want you to think about drawing the shoulders back. Right, so we've got our arms forward, but think about dragging the shoulder heads back, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Notice how you do that. You have to engage the core more. So right here, putting a little bit of resistance, just enough to hold the band in place. We're going to squeeze the elbows toward the ribs, exhaling. And as you inhale, reach the arms overhead in one smooth motion. Our tendency here is to let the ribs stick out when we go sway back. We want to keep those ribs tucked under by pulling belly towards spine and activating the core. Bring the elbows down slowly, keeping that resistance, squeezing the elbows toward the ribs. And we come back in, squeeze the shoulder blades together, reach the elbows back, lift the chest. Inhale, reach up. Try to keep the elbows equidistant. Deb, can you bring your elbows closer together or does that bother your shoulders? Okay.
I have a frozen shoulder.
Okay.
On one side.
And bring it down. You might do better with the strap then, to just hold the strap as wide as you can. Just hold on to it. All right. And again, reaching up. Try to keep the elbows and forearms parallel. That's better. And then down. So whatever your range of motion is, maybe you're here, right? Maybe you only get here. That's perfectly fine. We're working within our own body, remember? We're reaching up and bring it down. Exhale. One more. Inhale, reach it up. Right there, feel how you have to engage the core. It's as much about the core work as it is the shoulders. And exhale down. All right, good job. Set that down, shake it out. So take some shoulder circles. Nice big circles with the shoulders, squeezing them all the way up by the ears. You might feel that snap, crackle, pop, and bring them down. Roll the shoulders forward. Reach them up towards the ears and roll them back. Inhale, lift up and back and down. And then other direction. So squeeze the shoulder blades together, then lift the shoulder heads, then roll forward and down and back. Usually one way feels better than the other, and forward. I don't hear you breathing. Inhale, exhale it out. Take the arms out wide and take some little circles here. Sitting up nice and tall, reaching now. Make the circles a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. All right, and now let's swim. One arm forward, one at a time. Trying to get the full range of motion, so it's better to slow it down and see what your range of motion is today. One arm at a time. Nice. And then backstroke. Remember to breathe. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and shake it out. Let's do the bottom of the body, feet, just stomping on the floor, waking up the bottoms of the feet. And then we're going to hug the right knee, either hug it in front of the shin or interlaced below the thigh, whichever works for you. Circles, ankle circles, big, big circles with that toe. Round and around. And again, slowing it down. It's not a race. Working for full range of motion. And let's take a little smile because we're happy to be in our yoga class. Yay! It's Monday, side to side. Life is good. All right. And now for the knee, let's flex it forward and back. Forward and back. What's happening with our posture? Are we still sitting up nice and tall? There we go. And then just let it swing side to side gently. So we know the knee is made to generally just go forward and back, but we want to try to keep it loose in other directions as well. And then maybe make a little circle. One direction and then the other. All right, and now we're going to hug the knee up and open out the hip. And back in and out. So the hard part here is keeping the spine long. You don't have to have the knee up very high. It's like opening the gate of the hip. Is that not good for you?
Yeah, it hurts too much.
Okay. The one rule here, right? If it hurts, we don't do it. No pain, and you have to breathe. All right? Two things. If it's painful, stop, and then bring it down, shake it out. Because you know your body better than I do, and let's hug the left knee up. And you have to use your own body wisdom. I can generally see if you're struggling with something and perhaps make a modification for you, but you're responsible for your own well-being. All right, and circle that ankle. Gail, can you isolate the movement in your ankle? So just think about your big toe moving in a circle. There you go. Yeah. And then around other direction. And then side to side. So our little ankles, we don't think about them often, but they're so important for balance, for walking, strength. All right, and now our knee, forward and back. So you have to interlace underneath your thigh for this one, forward and back. You can flex the foot as it comes up, point it as it goes back. Flex and point. Okay, where's our posture? Sit up nice and tall. There we go. And then side to side. And then circle. One direction, then the other. All right. And then if it's available to you, hug the knee up a little bit more, and then open out to the side, getting into that hip, and back to center. Open it out, back to center. Open and close. One more, open and close. All right, shake it out. Let's slowly make our way up to standing. And have your weights handy. So I'm going to face, I'm going to put the chair so I'm facing the seat and the weights are on the chair. So we're going to come into our tabletop with the hands on the chair, wrists below the shoulders. And hips, knees, and ankles all in one line. Feet are about hip width apart. Nice. And I want you to take one of your weights in. I'm going to start on the left side. We're going to do both sides, so it doesn't really matter where you start. And I want you to just hold the weight at the top of the weight, so like the bottom of it's just dangling. And then we're going to start with that circle. So we're working on the shoulder joint here, loosening it up. So start making a little circle. I started counterclockwise for some reason. Now right here I want you to notice, do not lock out your knees. Put a little bend in the knees. And keep your belly pulling towards your spine. So we're protecting the low back by engaging the core. And now other direction. This should feel really good. And then we're going to take a shape of an M. And you're going to pull the weight back on the right side of your leg. You're going to come to the center between your legs, and then you're going to go to the outside of the other foot. So make an M shape, forward and back, up and down. Going one direction and then the other. And then let's take it right in the center, swing forward and back. And just a gentle swinging, we're not going for home runs here. Again, try not to lock out the knees, bend the knees a little bit, pull belly towards spine. And now we're going to take that weight side to side, swinging it gently side to side, like a bell clapper. Ding dong. All right. And now holding the weight in the same manner, I want you to hug your elbow in towards your waist. So bend your elbow, hug it in toward the waist. And we're going to do these tricep flybacks or kickbacks. So we're going to take that weight and bring it back behind you. You should feel your tricep burn. And then bend the elbow, bring it back forward. So inhale, reach it back. Exhale, bend the elbow and bring it forward. There you go. Inhale, reach it back. If you need to take a break, just come out of it. Bring it forward. One more, reach it back. And forward. And switch the weight into the other hand. Actually, let's just bend the knees and roll up for a second. Might need to straighten the back, right? So inhale here, tuck your tailbone down, feel the low back lengthen, crown of the head reaches towards the sky, shoulders down away from the ears, palms face forward, so just let your arms be long down by your side, palms facing forward. And just take a couple of breaths. Notice, does the left shoulder feel a little different than the right? And notice, has your energy shifted from when we started class? Has your mind softened? Have you been able to let go? blink the eyes open. Let's come back to our tabletop nice and slowly. And we'll work the other side, same sequence. So very important, keep that little bend in the knees and try to keep the tailbone moving back. Pull belly towards spine. And we'll take our circles. One direction, just feeling the shoulder loosening up. And then other direction. So Ed, if one weight is too little for you, you can try to hold both weights in one hand. Or for any of you, for that matter. And then we'll take our M shape. Swinging that weight. Now notice, as we let go of the core again. Oh yeah, pull that belly in. And are we breathing? And forward and back between the feet. And then side to side. Nice. And now hugging that elbow up toward the ribs. Take the weight back behind you. Try to lift it up. You'll feel that tricep burn. And then bring it down. Inhale, reach it back. Lift it up. Lower it down. 2 more. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, bring it in. Reach it back. And take the weight down to the chair. Bend the knees. Let's roll up to standing. So you can take your hands to your thighs as you slowly roll up. Take the arms overhead. Let's take a big inhale. As you exhale, bring your right arm forward, left arm back, opening up to a twist. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, left arm stays forward, right arm goes back. Inhale, reach up, pull belly towards spine, tuck tailbone. Exhale, cactus the arms. So arms come out, elbows in line with shoulders. Inhale, reach it up, pull belly in. Exhale, hands to prayer. Nice. Shake it out, let it go. All right, let's take the weights off the chair, set them down to the side, and we're going to work on balance. So I want you to have the chair a little bit in front of you so that your fingertips can reach that chair. Liz, you might just want to work on your, just strengthening your ankles. All right. So, what I want to concentrate on today in our balance posture is your focal point, and I want you to notice what happens when you shift the focal point. So the focal point is called the drishti, and focus is a very important part of balance. And so in yoga we teach, you find a drishti, you focus on that one point, and it helps us concentrate. But it also helps orient us in space. So we're going to try 3 different levels. So for the first balance, we're going to look like 3 or 4 feet in front of you on the floor. Just find a spot on the floor, focus on that. Standing up nice and tall, feet are hip width apart, focusing on your drishti. We're going to just lift up the heels. Keep your fingertips on the chair. Only come up as high as you feel comfortable. And just notice, just concentrate on that focal point. Maybe the fingertips can come off the chair, maybe not. And then bring the heels down. Now I want you to look at the horizon. Find a spot on the horizon. Concentrate, meditate, one pointed focus. And now as if somebody's pulling you from the crown of your head with a string, we're going to lift up onto the toes, lift the heels. Concentrate on that drishti. Notice, does it feel a little more challenging or does it feel easier for you here? Maybe the fingertips come off the chair. Maybe not. Wobbling, shaking, falling, all good. All right. And now finally, move your eyes up to where the ceiling meets the wall. So this is the most challenging when we're looking up. So concentrate, meditate, and elevate. Think about squeezing those ankles together. And bring it down. And relax, just shake it out. So how was that? Did you notice a difference in finding it, which was easiest? Looking down or at the horizon? Looking down. Looking down is generally, that's usually the easiest orientation. So just notice that, and when we're doing our balancing postures, you might challenge yourself. Start out in one place and then move progressively higher. All right, so let's try that one more time, finding your favorite drishti. And also, let's take our block. And place the block just above your ankle bones. And we're going to do it the short way, the skinny way. So this forces us to bring everything to the midline as we squeeze that block together. That's good call, Jean. See if you can put the block up above your ankles. Yeah, just so that the block isn't on the floor. And now find your focal point, find your drishti. Imagine somebody's pulling that string from the top of your head, and we're going to lift the heels as we squeeze that block. And notice, do we have a little more stability here while we're squeezing everything to the center line? And bring it down. A couple more times, just challenge yourself. Up and down, finding balance, finding ease in your mind, right? Are we all of a sudden, I can't do this, it's too hard. Just relax into the breath. And bring it down. Nice. Set the block to the side. And let's come back to the chair. Take a sip of water. All right, my friends, we covered a lot of territory today. Starting with our yin practice, learning to notice what happens to the mind when we're in stillness. And so we're going to revisit that now in our meditation time. Sitting up, finding a comfortable way that we can sit in stillness. Hands on the thighs, or maybe rest one hand in the other. Spine nice and long. Shoulders relaxed. And we bring our awareness inside. Closing the eyes and following the breath for our 3-minute meditation. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. And blinking the eyes open. Time for Shavasana, our relaxation pose. So just lean back into your chair, however is comfortable for you. Legs can come out long, arms down by your side, chin to chest, or drop the head back, whichever feels better for you. And here's where we integrate and digest our practice. And this is a perfect place to notice from our reading today. Yoga brings us face to face with the restless mind. In the beginning of yoga practice, the mind moves towards peace, towards more distraction, or toward a fluctuation between the two. Let your yoga practice bring fresh perspective to the various dilemmas that you may encounter in your life. First, step apart from your personal problems and practice. Notice what comes up. Is your mind racing during practice? Can you use the breath to steady and soften the thinking mind? The process of yoga itself can shift the grooves in the mind as they drop away, like autumn leaves from a tree. Then you begin to access discriminating intelligence. Note how you feel before and after your practice. Have your habitual concerns eased up? And start to bring your awareness back to your breath. Coming back into the room, back into your body. Taking small movements with fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Maybe take a big cat stretch, reach the arms overhead, legs out long, big stretch. And as you exhale, make your way back to a comfortable seat. Sitting up nice and tall, feet flat on the floor. Closing the eyes, bringing hands to heart center. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. As you go throughout your day, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, peace in your heart. We bring thumbs to third eye center. We bow to one another as we say Namaste.
Namaste.
The light in me sees and honors the light in you. And bow to your fellow yogis in class and online. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Love, love, love. Big love in the room, online. So I will miss you guys on Thursday. I will be in